testing. All right. I'm sorry about that. That's a whole minute of me talking while getting the stream ready for my turtle. Microphone must have gotten snagged while I was moving things around. We're going to try to do this with 1.5 hands here. It's a little tricky, but we'll try. So, let's see what the camera angle looks like here. Ow, ow. Okay. Let me just finish adjusting the camera. What the... That's the wrong, I don't know. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I gotta turn that off. Okay, let's turn off the Gundam background. Here, you can watch the turtle flap. Ugh. Yeah, that's my Puffy buddy. She's a female red-eared slider. And I'm a human New York Italian boy. And I am trying to hit the button over on my right screen while we play balancing on my hand together, me and Puffy. Wait, I gotta do it over here. I gotta look for the Gundam background. I gotta disable it, and then I can change the settings later. I just need to find it. I don't know where it is right now. Here it is. I found it. See, basically in the OBS settings, you gotta tell it. There we go. What up, Caleb? So this isn't going to be a long one, but, you know, ow, because she's a bit, you know, as you can see, a little needy, right? You know, she's just a little bit needy, the girl. And it's really hard for me to lean on my desk. I can't really put her on my desk, right? Because she'll either pee on it, which isn't really a big problem. Turtle pee ain't that bad. The real problem is that she'll start pressing buttons on the keyboard. I mean, I've never really seen turtle pee. It's my understanding they pee frequently. Because, oh, where's my face? I gotta be in the corner. It's my show. It's not the turtle's show. How dare she get the limelight? There we go. Can't let the turtle get the limelight, man. This is a humans first society here, guys. But yeah. So anyway, it's been ow. See, this is why we don't go on stream together often. Because I don't want to be a pain in her ass, right? I'm not trying to be a dick. See, I don't know if you can hear her hissing. Now, it's not really intentional. It's more biological than anything else, the hissing sound. Because if they go to retract their head rapidly, or... Oh, God, I think she's about to bite me. If they go to extend or retract their head rapidly, they don't have a diaphragm. So they basically have to evacuate air from their lungs or whatever. And you can see she's trying to walk off me, and the only reason if this works is because it's like when you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress has like their hand in the middle of that, like, you know, giant plate full of the entrees or appetizers. And if that plate was a turtle with short arms, that guy would be good, you know? But if you try to hold the turtle from the side, now they can reach your hands, you know? So, little trick to it. Picking up a snapping turtle, they say grab him from the back of the shell. But I just grab him from the side anyway, it's just easier. And if they start biting me, I just drop them. I mean, I hold them close to the ground. But yeah, let's get a face picture here. Now, oh, sorry, Puffy. Okay. See, look, she's getting some purchase on my keyboard. There's Puffy's face. And I know she can do this because I've seen her climb out of her tank, so she can't pretend she can't do this. But, like, if you put a turtle upside down, their breathing is considerably more labored. So, I remember one time I took a video or I made an animation of Puffy going to bed. I laid her on the back of her shell. Like, I laid her on the pillow upside down. And I put a blanket on her, like, you know, to tuck her into bed. And some people were amused. Some people were like, oh, is the turtle dead? I'm like, no, their head's moving. One of my coworkers like, you know, they can't breathe when they do that. I'm like, well, it's not that they can't breathe. It's that their breathing is more labored. I mean, they can totally breathe. And actually, fun fact, I can't do it right now unless I want to move my keyboard out of the way. But it's actually a pretty normal health test to try. Okay. Let's clear the keyboard out of the way. It's actually pretty normal. It's a pretty standard test of their health to put them upside down on a surface and let them recover, let them right themselves. And it might seem cruel, but did my camera turn off again? See, that's them pressing the keyboard. See, Puffy did it. So See, like she's gonna try to jump off the desk. Like, it's like, no, honey, no. This is for your own good. This is for your own good. Yeah, she's thinking. She goes back to the other tank. She tells the other turtle, like, oh yeah, this guy's a Nazi, man. He's telling me shit's for my own good. It's like, well, it is. I mean, it's bad enough that you live. It's bad enough that this poor girl has to live with me. I mean, like, you know, like running around on my disorganized desk. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry, it's not, she doesn't hurt that much, but look, these claws, let's take a look at the claws. Let's do some science here. Oh, now the camera wants to get loose on me. That's good. I'm glad the camera wants to get loose when I'm in the middle of doing stuff with it. That's pretty good. All right, cool. Let me just tighten this up. All right. There we go. Nice and snug. Let's get it. Okay, let's do some science now. Ready for the science, guys and girls? Okay, now I don't want to pick her up. If she stays still, I don't need to pick her up, you know? But if she starts moving, I'll pick her up and we'll take a close look at her claws. Alright, there we go. So you can see she got front paw. Ow. And it's funny, sometimes it sounds like they're like in danger. You know what? We're going to do the upside down thing. I know it's like really like frowned upon. So actually, we can look here to see if they're laying eggs. It looks like she's got a little like bruise there. Or that could just be blood pooling. That's not entirely abnormal to have like a little bit of blood pooling and stuff. But you got the hind legs and the claws therein. And that skin looks weird, but I think it's just the way the flipper is. I think there's like some webbing there. They're webbed feet. Then you have the front paws, right? And they're curled up right here. You can see like they're pretty pointy. And I remember when I first adopted Puffy, first few months. First few months I've adopted Puffy. I had her in a tank that got really dirty. Ow. Okay. Oh, good. It looks like the screen protector on the tablet works. Okay. Yeah. Just all right. You go take a walk on the floor. Knock yourself out. All right. I think we're done with that for now. I just got to be careful not to move my swiveling chair around. But yeah, so that's my turtle, that's Puffy. This is a pretty quick stream. What up, David Glenn? If I end the stream early, I apologize. Just, you know, bear in mind, if you want to see what I was doing, you know, when I'm done with the stream, I would say rewind the VCR, right? Because I know you set your VCR whenever my streams are on. And just take a look. You'll see what we did. But basically, we did some ow. You can hear the turtle walking over the legs of my swivel chair right now. Like, they're very awkwardly designed. But anyway, where was I? What up, Real Wade Gaming Nation, Clips, I said that backwards. What up, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips, and good to see you, PJ of Orville Nation as well. So yeah, I guess we can go and grab that turtle again. But we're gonna bring it back to the tank very soon because, I mean, I don't know what to do with her. Like, I honestly don't know what to do with her. It's like, she's like, wants to climb out of the tank while I'm doing maintenance. Oh, speaking of the 3D printer, let's inspect my 3D printer while we're at my desk here. Because, see, I have this BS situation where somebody wanted me to print something for them. And I was like, buddy, my printer is in the middle of an upgrade cycle. Oh, when you get to it. I'm like, buddy, my printer's in the middle of an upgrade cycle. So the motherfucker gives me like money, gives me 20 bucks, which is way underpaying me, but I've done prints for the guy before on my 3D printer. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But then, like, I try to give the money back. I'm like, yo, it's going to take me a little longer than I planned. He's like, oh, take your time. But then he bugs me about it anyway. So it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm never printing anything for this person ever again. Like, you know, I mean, he's my manager. So it's like, you know, it's like sort of I'm doing it to be nice for the guy. But it's like, you know, do you think I'm motivated to spend 3 hours in front of my 3D printer, configuring it, tweaking it, just so I can print something? No, I want to sit in front of my 3D printer so I can print starships. So anyway, I tried using a built-in function that is supposed to print things from inside the printer's memory, and it looks like it doesn't work. And that's okay. I don't normally use that feature, but we're going to cancel the print. And then I'll fire up the printer again after it restarts, and we can send a print to it because I can remotely issue prints, and that usually always works. But this is the Clipper firmware, and it runs on two ends. So you got the Sonic pad, which you could also use a Raspberry Pi in its place, and that's, you know, one part of it. And then the firmware on the printer itself it's basically answers to this. So normally the Marlin firmware does everything on the printer side, and it's like made for like an 8-bit processor basically. But this here runs on a much powerful CPU, like on a Raspberry Pi or even a desktop computer. And so it's able to issue more complex commands to the printer. It's able to compensate for acoustic resonance, which are I should probably do the acoustic resonance calibration again, but that being besides the point, it allows you to print 2 to 4 times quicker. So anyway, let's go and grab the turtle again. She's right under me right now. Hey, Puffy, you found the missing lid? I heard the noise. Where is it? You found it. You found it. I heard it. You found the missing lid to my Q-tip container. I needed that. I appreciate that. See? Who says that turtles don't do things in the house for you at times, you know? If she could just maybe do the plumbing for herself, or maybe like, you know, I don't know, earn money to pay the electric for her, you know, lights, that would be cool. I mean, I go to work 12 hours on, you know, Mondays and Sundays, and she just sits there under the light, you know, on Tuesdays, sits there under the light doing nothing all day. She needs a summer job. But let's see what's up here. We have David Glenn here. We also... Did I say hi to David Glenn? If I did not, I apologize. But yeah, I'm not going for very long. Wait. Basically, I happened to be near my computer while holding my turtle. While I was having my turtle walk around in different parts of the house, kind of hoping she would lay her eggs in, you know, one place or another place around the house, you know. And I took her outside. Now it's getting dark out. It was already kind of cold out. She was not trying to dig a hole in the ground. She was just kind of running around in the yard getting lost. So, ow. So basically, you know, like, I mean, I was thinking about doing a stream where I play video games or something, but it's like, wasn't really, I was just figuring out, I'm better off putting more preparation to my Monday show and then just doing the Monday show, but, ow. But since I was working on a 3D printer and she's trying to climb out, I was like, okay, go walk around on the floor while I continue working on the printer, so I did. Then I took her up here, and I'm going to stick her on the hammock right now. You know, we're going to put Puffy on the hammock and take a look at the printer, and then when she falls off the hammock, I'll go get her, alright? Right, girl. Did you damage the canvas, by the way? No, you didn't. Good girl. There you go, Puffy. Have fun on the hammock. This is a hammock. It's like made of canvas. You can climb it. You can jump off it. Maybe I shouldn't let you up. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe this is a bad idea. This might be a bad idea. Should I continue streaming after I bring the turtle down? Maybe we could go put in some camcorder tapes and watch some camcorder tapes together. I got the camcorder hooked up. I'm a little disappointed. I captured some video footage from a tape the other day that had some F-16 fighter jets. It was really cool. It was from September of 2001. And at the time when I think President Bush, well, first after 9/11, like right after, they sent some fighter jets, right? Like about 5 hours too late, 6 hours too late. So, you know, kind of useless. But, you know, as a kid who's into aviation and crap, I'm like, okay, this is super cool, you know? Watching F-16s fly, like literally freaking barnstorming right over the house. So, I have my camcorder, so I take some pictures, I take some video. I get a video of what looked like Marine One at the time, as well as, you know, just the fighter escort. And I would argue, like, in retrospect, that maybe they flew a bit too low. Like, on one angle, it's good to show force and make people feel safe. Like, say, hey, here's the Air Force. They're here to protect you. But it's like, you know, if the buildings are already in the ground, it might be a little too late for that to matter. So instead, you're just going to scare the shit out of people with loud jet engines. Because let me tell you, like, fighter jet engines are loud. Like, you know, it's not a priority to make the fighter jet quiet. You know, performance is the name of the game. Now, I don't mean to go down a, you know, negative topic, so I think we're going to just leave it at that. But bottom line is that when I copied that tape to my computer, VLC lets you copy videotape from a camcorder like this, or, you know, from FireWire, but it corrupts the files. It's like a weird bug. In fact, I posted a post on the Reddit page. Let's see if someone answered my question. Nobody answered my question. So nobody cares about FireWire wait, did my post disappear? Did I ever post it, or did my post get taken down? No, I think maybe I did it under a different account. So that's going to be confusing. Now I got to check my other Reddit account, see if I made a post about it. But anyway, bottom line is, I probably never submitted the post. Anywho, doesn't really matter because I'm going to use a different app. Anyway, it's just that I thought VLC would be a cool way because when you're watching videos off of one of these camcorders, you know, from a high 8 or 8mm or digital 8 cassette, VLC is the way to do it. Like playing the video right off the tape into the computer, that VLC is the way to go. But an application called WinDV, which I might have on my start menu. This here gives you like a low quality picture in the black box, but it does the basics. Like, you know, you give it a file name, and then it gives a suffix with the date and time. You tell it what limit you want to set, like so the tape doesn't get too long or doesn't record too much footage in a single file. This is more important back in the day with older file systems. And after that, you know, you can tell it how many digits to number the file. So, you know, you can also tell it how to, like, you can tell it to read an AVI file. If it's in the DV format, you can tell it to actually record. Like there's actually, you could record video from the computer onto a tape. There's also ways to record data on a digital video cassette or digital 8 cassette, but I think you get like 20 gigs maybe on a tape, maybe 15 gigs per tape. And the problem with that is, well, I mean, you know, it's tape storage. I mean, it's like, okay, you get back, and the cost is really just not there. Like, you know, like the value, it's like way more cost prohibitive to do it that way. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about my friend, ow, fudge. See, that shit hurts, yo. That shit freaking hurts. Like those claws go in, like they like that little piece of skin, that white skin you see right there. Like I'm being a drama queen, you can't even see anything. But no, she like took a little skin and it hurts. But it could be worse. So I'll tell you a quick story, I guess. And if anybody has any questions, just let me know. So when Puffy was new, right? When I first got Puffy, I had her in a tank, but I was still learning how to keep the water clean. So the water was starting to get pretty, dirty. And it was starting to smell, and it just, was subpar water quality. So I was handling Puffy, and her claws dig into like my pinky and another part of my hand. And like a week later, I got a wart on like one of those two places, I think, maybe both. But I think it's two warts. One of the warts came off using salicylic acid. That basically is like a very mild acid that kind of accelerates healing, where it kills the outer layers of skin, it removes dead skin cells, it causes some skin to die, and then like lets the body grow new skin. So it's sort of like a way of like, pushing the layers up. It works on zits and acne, but they have a version of it that is stronger for what do you call it? For, warts. So the problem is that if the wart is deep enough, if it has a deep enough root, you're not going to be able to use salicylic acid on it. So at that point, you got to like go to the doctor. They'll either excise it and cauterize the wound, or, you can do it yourself if you're adventurous like that. And so that's what I did. But long story short, my theory is that the really dirty water contains some of the bacteria that causes warts. And when she put her claw into my skin, it was essentially delivering that bacteria or viral agent or whatever it is into my dermis or epidermis, hence the growth of a wart. I haven't had that happen since, and now the water is immaculate. And in fact, I have some footage I captured of the new filter. I've had the filter for like a year, but what was interesting about the filter recently was I had to do like proper servicing to it. I had to clean the filter out, right? And when I cleaned that filter properly, like completely cleaned the filter, the flow rate is so strong. The water is like, flowing like almost like a pool or a hot tub. It looks like a hot tub right now, the way the water's flowing in the turtle tank. So during feeding time, I actually turn off the filter just to kind of like, just to kind of like accelerate, accelerate things. Oh, and you know what? While we're up here, we could do some medical care. You think I'm kidding? No, we got to do some medical right now for the turtles. So we're going to use this for some education. This is called Bag Balm. Let me just close my desk drawer and I'll show you more about Bag Balm. So Bag Balm is exactly what it says on the wrapper, on the tin. In fact, it's literally on a tin, right? Okay, Puffy, I'm sorry, girl. Just hang in there. Ah, shit. Did I hit you in the head with my... I hope nobody saw me hit my turtle in the head with the keyboard. So, Bag Balm is used on livestock. So if you got chickens or turkeys or something like that, and they get like a wound, you might put this stuff on them. It's sort of like something. It's like Neosporin for turtles, or it's not for turtles, for livestock. But I use it on my turtles. So it works because it's thick. So it'll, essentially it will. Okay, hey, you want to play with the camcorder? All right, cool. You like what you see on the screen there, Puffy? She's literally going up on the screen. What up, Sparks Friday nights? Good to see you, bud. So we're gonna try to put some balm on her, and then maybe I'll leave the stream running because I need to wash my hands. So let's get this going here. All right. I don't even know. Okay. Huh? Let me get your head. All right. So the problem with putting balm on a turtle like Puffy is you gotta time it. You gotta like get them as they're putting their. See, like right there. Like, see how quickly. Oh, she's being a little cooperative. All right, good. I feel like there's a little bruise here. So I want to make sure I put like a generous amount of balm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Open your mouth. You could taste it, can't you? Come on, Puffy. You know I only do things that are healthy for you. You know I'm not trying to troll you. Okay. Ow. You got ow. Okay. Da. Now let's get the top of your head. I'm putting this on more like UV protection because sometimes the UV lights can be a little intense and you gotta move them and adjust them to reduce their intensity, but you can also put balm on their head to help protect, moisturize. Right, Puffy, hang in there, girl. We're almost done. Okay, give me your head. Come on, move your head out. Move your head out. She's actually being pretty reasonable right now. She could act really angry if she wanted to, but she's not. So, okay, let's get the bottom of your beak. Oh, shit, that was cool. Well, you want to see something cool, guys? You're going to love this. I'm going to do, oh ho. Ho ho. She don't like that. All right, I understand, sweetie. Daddy loves you. You know I'm not trying to be a dick. I just want to make sure you got what you need. And because you're the more needy one, I have to do more stuff with you. And you know that. You're just so needy. All right, let's get this on. See, look how needy that is. Like she needs the health care, but she wants to bite the hand that feeds her. And what do they say in the book of something? They say, don't bite the hand that feeds you, bite the finger that feeds you. Nah, but jokes aside, she's all right. And I don't blame her for being a little bit annoyed. I mean, if a giant person picked me up, I'd be pretty annoyed too. You know? Okay, now I gotta wipe the balm off my hand because my hand is greasy. Alright, maybe we'll play some Nintendo when I come back up. Or maybe I'll leave this off. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna entertain you guys. I'm going to leave this camera angle on. And when I get to my 3D when I get to my ow. Okay, as I was saying, we're gonna leave this camera angle. Ow. Okay. Hey, does she blend into the chroma key because she's part green? So, yeah, I'm gonna bring her back down to her room. Right? Ow. Because I think I've had enough and she's had enough and I think we both had enough. Oh, we should analyze her shell real quick. So this is interesting. Look at that line right there. It's like a growth ridge or something, but it's very sharp. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's very interesting to me. Next time these scoots shed, this is where the layer of scoot is going to separate. Other areas are pretty smooth, but you know, we do have ridges, but some vary, right? You know, you can see we got variations in there. But I'm pretty sure this is a pretty healthy shell right now. I mean, I'm not going to knock on it. You know, you have some imperfections. I mean, they're not supposed to be perfectly domed anyway. They're pretty sensitive. They can feel things through the shell. Like, so if there's heat or burning or like someone trying to, you know, chisel, they're going to feel that. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to bring Puffy back to her tank. So before we go in the tank, I'm going to put her on camera one last time, which may or may not be a good idea. I don't know. We'll do it anyway. I just can't put her on the printer bed. I think the printer bed is hot right now, so that she could get burned. So in fact, oh, you know what we're going to do? Okay, wait. Actually, got an idea. Got an idea. All right. Ow. 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 Please don't bite. Please don't bite me. No, I'm kidding. Okay. How do I move the print head? I forgot how to operate my own 3D printer. Okay, that's the Z offset. I want to move the X-axis up. Oh, I don't even think the printer... Oh, yeah, the printer's not responding. We got to restart the printer. Now I remember. I'm going to do that from the control panel. All right, I'll be back, guys. I'll leave this camera angle on. Everyone who tuned in, thank you for tuning in. If I don't come back in time, I completely understand if you leave. I don't even know if I'm going to continue streaming when I get back, but I'll start by just bringing Puffy back to her tank, all right? And if you leave, that's cool. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you see fit. And say bye, Puffy. Oh, she moved the camera. It's adorable. Should I kiss the... Ow! Damn, yo, she's good, yo. She knows how to hit the freaking pinky. Like, if you hold your pinky in the wrong spot, she will put her claw into it. I mean, I don't think she's doing it on purpose, but man, when it hits, it hits. You know what? We're gonna put on some, actually, I better... One thing at a time, all right. I'm gonna mute Alrighty, hang in there. Fellow geeks, I have a question mark. I got a couple of first or second run iPads. I'm sorry. The OS is not supported now. What can I do with them? You can use them as fire starters. So lithium batteries, yeah, those lithium batteries, best fire starter you'll get. Don't breathe it in, however. Alternatively, do people put Android on iPads? Is that a thing anymore? I remember there was a version of Android for the iPhone 3 or the iPhone 3G as they would call it. That was a thing. I don't know for how long, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a practical thing. It was more like you can do this thing that doesn't really do anything type thing, as opposed to like, you know, practical thing. But like I have a first gen iPad laying around and I just don't even touch it. Like I should probably get rid of it before the battery blows up. Cause that's the thing, like it's like a, not necessarily a guarantee, but people have boxes and drawers full of their old phones, and that's dangerous. Like it's a minor miracle more lithium batteries don't set crap on fire. And even worse, it's like if you have a box or a drawer full of old phones. I'm not saying you have one, but you know some people do. It's like when a plane on an aircraft carrier gets blown up in World War II, and then all of the neighboring planes start taking turns blowing up next to it. You know, secondary explosions. So, yeah, that's an interesting idea. However, running them as cameras, that's relatively useful and smart and practical. And I feel like that should be doable. That there should be like an app available for those versions of iOS. And like, I believe David Glenn indicated, yeah, jailbreaking. Was that David Glenn or someone else? Well, whoever mentioned jailbreaking, yeah. Like, that's it. Because I remember when the first iPhone came out. I bought the first iPhone from someone who broke theirs with a cracked screen when it was still on the first update, or, pre 2.0. And a lot of people today might not know this, but iOS 2.0 was where they started giving you the App Store. There was no App Store before iOS 2.0. So, all of us BlackBerry owners and other phones, but I'd say BlackBerry was kind of popular right before the iPhone came out. Like, it was really pretty commonly popular. And some people would bitch that their iPhone would crash once in a while and give them the red blinky light and the reboot. But for the most part, the BlackBerry, for something that had 64 megs of RAM, it ran really well. In fact, it was probably a champ when it came to battery life compared to anything else. Putting movies on it, a little tricky. The YouTube app was obviously a little scaled down. I think it used they had files encoded specifically for those platforms at the time. But it was a hell of a time. I'm gonna get this chat window to pop out so I can see it better. So I don't have to keep rolling my eyes at you guys when I want to read the chat. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my top screen. That's why it looks like I'm rolling my eyes. I should do a group stream. I should invite Wade on soon. Or I'm afraid to do like multi-person streams on Mondays because I got to be up at 5 a.m. on Tuesday. But it's tempting. But anyway, let's see. Okay. Let me see here. Phoenix is the only jailbreak I can find out there for that model. Is it too early for all my Apple products or toys? No, it's never too early for that, David. I don't like Apple at all, but I want to repurpose these old techs instead of tossing them. I can respect that. If sometimes people will sell these like kits where it's like a wire harness, or it's like a logic board, or it's an adapter that converts like various LCD flex cables to fit other things. those are kind of interesting. So let's talk about VLC Media Player. Oh wait, before I do that, let me just get the preview. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, give me 1 second, fellas. Let me just get the little preview window so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to be funny. It's not funny, David. It's serious. Apple is enslaving those poor people. No, I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to come up with a comedic comeback to that, but I got little to nothing as well. All right. So, yeah, this thing is dope, by the way. I'm going to play with the speed editor again in a minute because that thing is cool. Okay, that's like... I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's not really not worth it. The problem with this device, I don't mean to be jumping from topic to topic, is that it's got these buttons that let you switch between cameras. And you can't, like, use them for anything else. Like, there's no, like multi-function here. It's, like, for the cameras and nothing else. So it's like you could use this, you could use these buttons, you could use these buttons, you could use some of these buttons, but these are just like dead to you. And it's like they take up the middle of the board. So it's like it would be nice to have some function that would use these, but this thing moves like silk. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of regret, I don't know, I'm on the fence about this. The DaVinci people, they sell a keyboard that has an editing, like a knob on it. So it's like, is it worth $500-600 to get a keyboard that has color-coded buttons for editing? And a knob? Maybe not. Maybe I'm better off. This basically cost me $100, I would say. So on top of the license for DaVinci, this is another $100. So I consider it $100. So it's not terrible. You know, I paid $350 for the whole box, but DaVinci is $250. But let's get on to a real topic here. So, the reason I'm mentioning DaVinci is because of my digitized video. And so I was a little disappointed that I couldn't find... Whoops, wrong button. I'll fix that in a second. So I'm getting used to this. I rearranged my buttons a little bit. So I was a little disappointed because... Oh, that's weird. It's doing it again. That's weird. Oh, man. Oh, I know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. There was some changes when I hooked up a few additional... Well, basically, I changed my graphics card so I can have my other monitors on an external monitor, but now I have to double check my OBS settings. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Okay, that's... I did some fancy features recently. I did like this really fancy change, but... Yeah, I see what happened now. Okay, so we gotta... I'll deal with that later. There we go. Now... That's why you guys couldn't see the bottom of the window. It's like a bummer. That's so annoying. Explain what... Oh, okay. I've never heard of anyone writing code on an Apple machine. Editing videos, yes, but code, no. Explain to us. Explain to you what I'm doing now. Explain to you why people don't write code on an Apple machine. Well, actually, it's not entirely true, David. You could argue that they failed the purity tests, but... People do code on Apple. My brother met a lot of Perl developers who code on Apple. Okay, so you know why this why that screen is messed up? So what happens? I press this button to show you my main desktop, my main monitor. It's an ultra wide. So we zoom out. That's what you're looking at up here, a zoomed out view, so that you could fit the entire ultra wide screen on a normal, 16:9 aspect ratio. Now, recently, like, literally while I was on with Wade a week ago, I was on his stream for like a few minutes. I did something here. I put this webcam here. Now, if I ever do more OBS videos, and I do want to do them, I need to have like a separate install of OBS or something, because mine has way too much, and I've done multiple cleanups, and I keep cleaning up and adding things, and it's like I consolidate it in ways that make sense, because my goal is to have this Stream Deck, this little control panel thing, integrate properly. But in a nutshell, in the most basic level, you have scenes and sources. And you know what? We're going to use this one because I got this little fake Matrix thing behind me, right? You know, look, I'm in the Matrix. But in this one here, you'll notice that the top screen is off. And I did that because last week when I was streaming with Floral and Punkwaddle and all of them, that's the screen where I put the StreamYard window. So if I hit the record button in OBS, or if I hit the start streaming button, I don't want people to see the StreamYard window. And why does it say Kururi? I don't know how to read that. That's the brand name of monitor I bought. So this little bezel you see along the edges of the monitor, that's actually my monitor's bezel. So real quick, we're going to go and David Glenn says, you know, he's asking questions to learn more about OBS. So I don't have the chat on the screen right now. So I just want, in fact, we can put the chat on screen. That's what's missing here. The chat. Okay, good. We got a solution. So what we're going to do right now is, like, we're going to do a little tweaking here. That's, wait, is that mirrored? Wait, just give me a second. If I go this way, what does the camera see? Huh. It's like, I know what I gotta do. Oh, so right off the bat, so we have scenes and sources. Now, you can't see all my OBS settings, so I'm gonna do you a solid. We're gonna go into studio mode. So studio mode makes this double view up here. And, well, now it's hard to see anything, right? So what are we going to do about that? Let me see here. Give me 1 second. If we take it off the right side monitor, will that benefit us? Oh, wait. Actually, I think I got options here. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. You could see the entire OBS screen there. Okay. So well, let's go directly to my OBS screen. So now the problem is now I'm showing you my OBS screen. Now you only see OBS. But I want to show you me editing the other scene we was on, right? So we turn on studio mode. But you're going to say, Ron, I'm blind. I can't see this. And I don't disagree. So we're going to take this window. And as soon as I get out of full screen mode, we're going to switch to my main monitor. And we're not going to do ultra wide. We're going to zoom in on the main monitor. And then, that's weird. Is it still in full screen mode? Oh no, the title bar to the OBS window is on my top monitor. Okay, that's weird. And I have to manually resize it so that it fits in the middle, right? Because I have an ultra wide. So we're doing that real quick. And I have a HDMI adapter that I need to install because DisplayPort does weird things. When you have a mix of DisplayPort monitors and HDMI monitors, Windows will decide, like, if you have multiple monitors, that's why I have this multi-view. So this multi-view exists because I can show people like what's going on. So real quick, I got to turn on the thing that's off. So there we go. So now you literally see what's on my top monitor, and that includes the chat window, the preview window that I'm utilizing to see what's going on. You know, it's like literally preview. So you got like the VLC is on my right monitor, like that's what is here. So right monitor, you can see that doing stuff. You got the main monitor where we have the OBS window in the middle. So we're going to go and we're going to switch to the main monitor now. So now we're on the main monitor and I want to edit the scene I was just showing you. So we're going to go into studio mode because what studio mode does, it says program. This is what people are seeing. So what you're seeing on YouTube, what YouTube is showing you is on the program side. Preview is if I wanted to switch scenes. So if I want to go to my main camera. So this left side is a preview. So if I was in studio mode all the time, which I'm not, and I don't use it all of the time because I always forget to hit the transition button. Essentially what I would do is I say, okay, I want to show you my main camera. So I click there. Now on my left side, I'm seeing the opposite. On my left side, I'm seeing the scene I just showed you. And what usually happens is if I don't click transition like I'm going to do right now, you're not going to see what you see on, you know, what I'm seeing on the right anymore. Wait a second, I'm confused. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. There we go. Okay, I had to do that because otherwise... Yeah, it does sound like the Red Baron is dive bombing my house, doesn't it? So anyway, now, okay, you see my camera, then I switch back. So essentially whatever's over here is queued up so that when you click transition, that's what comes up on the right side on my screen. And you know, what you end up seeing is whatever's on the right. And I do want to say hi to Zombie Box Reviews. I hope you're having a fine evening. I'm going to click on his name so that I can open up their channel, and then I can maybe at some point put him in the Stream Elements command list. I can't even click on the button right now because it's hidden behind the stupid, excuse me, emoji button. See the emojis that are popping up? That's because I'm trying to click on Zombie's name. Whatever, I'll do it after it scrolls up a few pages. Oh, there we go. Thank you, David. By typing, you moved it up a page. Hey, that's weird. It doesn't even have the option to go to user channel anymore. Am I doing something wrong, or did they change the way YouTube operates? I feel like there used to be an option to go to the user channel, and maybe it's not on. Maybe I'm in the wrong chat window. Whatever. I'll deal with it later. Let's get back on topic here. I'm sorry, guys. So anyway. Okay, now I'm confused. So now I just hit the button on my Stream Deck. There we go, okay. So anyway, let's get to the point here. So we wanted to edit the other scene, my multi-monitor scene. Okay, so now you're seeing on the left side a preview of the multi-monitor scene. So let's talk about the anatomy of this. You do? Okay, good. As long as you have it, then it's probably because I'm not looking at YouTube on the normal user side. So let's break down the anatomy. So right here, we have this circle with my webcam in it. See, I can turn it on and off. But wait, wasn't there an animation behind me? Where did it go? Well, that's because when you're doing a preview, video clips that are part of that scene do not play. And that's something I didn't know for a while. So I used to like go crazy trying to fix an issue that didn't exist. And then I'd click here and boom. Now you're seeing the animated thing. So I can only see the animated crap when it's live. But the problem is that if I want to edit this, you can't see what I'm seeing. So it's super inconvenient. But in a nutshell, what we want to do is we want to identify the elements. So when I turn off this, I'm turning off the camera. When I turn off this, I'm turning off the camera itself. But we'll go into the detail. Then the video of the Matrix is actually in a separate layer in its own circle. So now we're going to go and move this and the Matrix thing together. And it basically works, but now I'm going to make my life miserable. So let's switch back to the studio mode. Okay, so now what I was trying to show you was on the right side I was doing this, but we're going to do it on the left. In fact, oh, it works now because it's the same. Oh, I just learned something new. Okay, so now we're getting the video preview on the left, whereas before I wasn't getting a video preview, and I think it's because it's actually it's live now, so it's working. What up, Lion Ratton? Good to see you. So now, if I drag this over, I've already highlighted. So what did I highlight? I didn't show you that. I'm sorry. So the anatomy. Normally, you would just have a camera. See, that's the camera. I resized it. I cropped it. And you can resize and crop cameras by doing this. You hold down Alt and you drag the corners. So whereas grabbing the corner resizes it, holding down Alt will crop it. So then I can give you the eye. Oh shoot, I lost it. There we go. Da, da, da. Okay, I'm sorry. And then if you press Control Z, it's undo. So see, I'm able to undo or Shift Control Z. Now, here's the problem with having the camera free floating. You'll notice that now you can see my chroma key. Well, I guess we can go to filters. We can right click on it, go to filters, and we can apply a chroma key. You can see I already have one here. See, it makes things invisible. And then you're wondering, well, wait, there's a soda can in the corner. Yes, there is, but you can crop it. But, you know, you can't crop it like in any shape you want. It's got to be a square. So we do two things. One, we're going to deactivate the filter because we're not going to use the chroma key on the camera itself. that is why I have what they call groups. So up here, you'll see it says, like, literally, it doesn't say group, but if you go to new, it's got a little folder and it says make a new group. And you can give it a name like group, or you can give it a normal name. So I named this group Cam Circle. And inside of that group, I put two things. I put the camera, and I put a blue overlay that I don't currently need. Now, normally, I would take the animation from the Matrix. Where is this? If you look at my left side screen, you got that animation over there. That is being toggled. I'm literally turning the animation off and on. And I don't know if you can see that, but let me maximize my projector. There we go. Okay, so now, wait a second. You're not seeing that, are you? Okay, see, this is the problem with studio mode, guys. Let me figure this out. Oh, you kind of are seeing it, but it's in that tiny view, right? So that's not really helpful. Okay. Now I think we got it. But see, I can't edit the right side. I have to flip it. But when I go to edit the left side, we don't get a preview anymore. So even though I can give you a full screen view of my OBS window now, all of the animations, because I had a video background, I have two video backgrounds here. So let's talk about the video background. So we're going to transition back to that scene, but we're going to do a double. Okay, so now, unfortunately, you have this tiny little viewport here. I guess I could enlarge it, but I'm really not crazy about enlarging it. That's what she said. But we're going to do it anyway, so. Okay, so basically, I'm just kind of YOLO it like this for now. I'm going to put the screen in the wrong position. But let me see now. Okay, so we're going to break down the anatomy here. So this video is an independent video, and it's inside this bounding box. But you can see how, like, using a plugin, I'm able to turn it into oval. So I didn't have to go into Photoshop. Most of the time, you go into Photoshop and create a blue screen mask or some kind of chroma color key mask. The camera... Notice that this camera here does not have any chroma key filter on it, yet the green is gone. Why is that? That's because when I put the camera inside this folder, inside this group, you can apply filters to the group. So we have two filters. We have this one here. That's what's, you know, masking me. So there's actually, like, it's almost like the spotlight from Super Mario. See how that, like, that circle moves around? That's the plugin there. And then the chroma key. So anyway, the bottom line is that you apply the chroma key to the group for the very reason I'm going to show you on my main scene. So we're going to switch to my main scene. So, okay, the left side here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of crap in here. But let's go to the camera section. So a while back, I used to have problems with the lighting. And so when I used my old camera, and I do want to say what up to Iceman. How you doing there? Hope you're having a good evening. And yeah, Wade, I think I'm going to get you on my Monday show soon, because I know Wade will not keep me up till 3 a.m. on a work night. So I think he'd be a good guest. I mean, everyone's a good guest. I don't want to say anyone's a bad guest now. But some people do take longer. No, I'm kidding. Okay, jokes aside. This camera is okay. It's got a nice wide angle view. You can control the focus manually, which can be nice. It actually gives you a comparable image to many USB microscopes, I would say, like in terms of like macro focus. So it's very handy. The problem with this camera is, like, depending on the contrast, like you gotta tweak the contrast settings and the brightness settings to get the chroma key to work right. With the Elgato face cam, on the other hand, it's a bit more, you know, like it's got a better sensor and it just has better color processing. So that's why the chroma key works better. But back when I only had, that's my phone. Back when I only had this camera, I had to be more creative. So what you're gonna see right here is that on the left side here, I'm clicking on a button here. I'm turning off the group. Notice that there's 10 copies of my camera here. See these boxes? See those boxes on the left side right there? So essentially what I did was I made duplicates of my camera and I made it almost like a tile. So, okay, there's one tile there. I don't even know what I just turned off. I turned off a piece of the camera over here, apparently. We turned off an entire chunk of camera here. Then, I don't even know what camera I'm turning off right now. What, I mean, it's not a camera, it's what part. So right there. So once again, like this is so that if my camera's pointing too high, you don't see my window. In fact, right here, I put green tape over here. There used to not be green tape over here. And that's why the camera could be on up here now. So maybe I'll leave this part on. But it depends. I'm gonna leave it alone for now. So we'll leave that like that. Okay, see, now this can be used for something. Like another thing is that my camera, sometimes I want my camera above my desk, right? But if I put my camera like up here, it doesn't enter into the frame. So that's another reason why I have this set up like this, so that I can bring my camera like right into this zone here. If we just get it right. I don't even, wait, where's my camera? Yeah, my camera's hiding. See, that's my camera right there. So see, we basically have the camera hiding right behind this square. There's a square right here, and the camera can hide right there. So it's a way that I can lower my camera and not get it into the frame. So, you know, it's a way of like, in fact, see, look, you see the squares there? There's a reason why I have this. So it's like, you saw that I have a windowsill here. So there's like literally an entire like area that I blocked out, and that's how I blocked it out basically. And there might be a better way to do this, but that's like the top half. So let's keep turning off camera, you know, camera duplicates. These are all basically duplicates, or more accurately references. In fact, that's the term OBS uses, is reference, because when you copy a camera, you're making a copy and you're pasting a reference. And you can see the word copy and then paste reference right here. So this is a bit more complex than it needs to be. You really only need one camera, but literally, like, you can see the little zigzag. This area up here where my hand is going is clearly not covered by the camera. So that's the reason why I make so many duplicate cameras in that one group. And because they reside in the same group, it means two things. It means that one, when I turn off the group, that entire set of camera goes off. Number two, it also means we have a bottom group. See? Now, the bottom group is much simpler. The bottom group only has one camera in it, and it covers the entire bottom area. So there are times where, like if I wanted to hide my cell phone sitting on my desk right here, I could crop it like this by holding down Alt. Hey, what up, James? Thanks for dropping by. Also, this is weird. Once in a while, when you put cameras inside groups, this is one of the reasons why I almost want to start from scratch. Sometimes it does some weird BS. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. Give me 1 second. We're going to take that backup camera view and we're going to make it huge. All right, we're going to make it huge, like you know, they would say in the TVs. Okay, this is going to be huge. All right. Let's... How do I do this? Okay, good. That kind of works. I think that works. I'm not really sure if this works. Let me get the preview window. I think that works. Yeah, okay. So now we're back on the main camera. We got to scroll down here, right? So I can turn myself off and on. But why did I enlarge it? Because there's a problem here. The bounding box for this camera is shifted to the right a little bit. You can see like little like gap between the edge there. So the first reflex I would have would be, oh, let's straighten it out, right? Boom. It snaps into place. But there's a problem. My finger is crooked. See? My finger's totally crooked. So now I have to frickin' sort that out. So I guess we got to go up to here. But look, the bounding box for this camera group is like totally straight. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to press undo for now. Oh, wait, never mind. It fixed itself. Never mind. Okay, I know what I did. I made a mistake. I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Sometimes, okay, this time it worked out the way it's supposed to work out. So I made some minor adjustments and it worked. I've had instances where like you'll have like an incongruity, like one box won't line up, and then you'll go to fix it the way you expect, and then some crazy thing will happen. And my point in trying to explain that is to point out that when you combine cameras or put duplicate references to the same camera in one group like I did here, there are times where resizing the camera independently of the group and resizing the group, which is supposed to resize everything contained therein, will cause some weird stuff to happen. That is my point. This time it's cooperating, but there was one point in time a few months back where I had to do the camera groups from scratch. And so not bottom line, but let me explain now why there are two camera groups. So when I highlight this group, you get a box that encompasses all of the camera groups up, all of the camera references there. And when I highlight the second one, we have this box here. What is this? Why do I have two separate boxes? Well, in a nutshell, it comes down to the chroma key filter. Remember, we're not applying the chroma key to the camera, because here's the thing that I didn't explain a minute ago. If I apply the chroma key filter to any one camera reference here, it automatically applies to all of them. And look at that. You can see my chroma key got worse when I turned this extra chroma key on. And so because it applies the same chroma key to all of the camera duplicates, basically, there's no guarantee that what's good down here is going to be good up here, or what's good up here ain't going to be good down here. And especially on a camera, any camera less than the one I have right now, such as this one, any camera less than this one, it becomes more helpful to essentially adjust the chroma key in zones. Even now, like, I have this problem where I get all fuzzy over here, and I'm just kind of living with it. I think some green light is reflecting off the wall, and I'm getting some key color spill, basically. I just have to basically move my desk away from the wall, adjust my lighting, and I should be good. Ooh, I had a weird wind gust just now. Anywho. I hope, Mama don't take my chroma key away. Oh yeah, it's the song. Mama don't take my, oh yeah, Kodachrome. Mama don't take my chroma key away. Do. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so anyway, it gives you those nice bright colors, those greens of summer. I'm gonna do a William Shatner monologue. Those greens okay, anyway, I can't sing. I'm not Paul Simon, okay? I'm no Paul Simon. Okay. So point being is, instead of applying a chroma key filter that is going to be the same across all of these cameras, which these cameras, I want them to have the same chroma key filter. So I put them in the same camera group, and that's the chroma key filter you're seeing here. But remember the bottom of my screen? This area, the wall is darker. The lighting does not hit the wall the same way down here as it does up here. So I want this instance of camera to have a different chroma key filter. But remember, we just talked about it. We just spoke about it. If I apply a different set of chroma key settings to the bottom, to the camera down here, it's actually going to affect all of the camera duplicates, all of the camera references. So if I can't do that, how do I independently adjust the chroma key settings for the box down here versus the box up here? Well, because I have camera groups can be different. So essentially you make a new camera group, you put a reference to one of the cameras that are up here, down there, you crop it as needed. And the bottom line is that the filter that I apply to the bottom camera group is different than the filter I apply to the top camera group. So right here, let's look at the numbers: 431, 50, and 98. Filter 429, 63, 63. So at some point in the past, I determined that the settings down here needed to be that these settings are appropriate for down here. And I hope that sort of clears that up. Neither is Paul Simon. Alien Ant Farm. Ronnie, are you okay? Are you okay, Ronnie? I don't know. With this chroma key, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. I'm good. I think I'm all right. Yeah. The only thing bad about today is that today is my Sunday. And like a school child on a Sunday, I'm a little depressed. I got to go back to school, work tomorrow. You know, it's a school night. You know, like, you know how kids are. You're a kid, you're moping around your home on a Sunday like, oh, man, I got school. As it gets late, you know, you got to get to bed early. If you don't fall asleep early, you know you're going to have a crap morning. Would you believe that I won 57 cents from Publishers Clearinghouse? When you say Publishers Clearinghouse, I want to say that in Cleveland Browns voice. But David Glenn, in all seriousness, if there's anything you want to learn about OBS, please write me, talk to me, leave me a comment, community post comment, whatever you want. But let me know, you know, even now, let me know if there's something specific you want to learn that maybe I can't cover right now, but something I can maybe do some prep on, because I get easily distracted, you know this, and I'm going to continue to dredge forward right now. But, you know, and you can learn everything about OBS from me, but I do recommend asking targeted individual things that I can do efficiently and succinctly to save you from me, you know, going around in circles. Oh, speaking of going around in circles, we have a drawing tablet. Is this thing set up? I mean, it is set up, but is it set up to like draw on top of this screen? Kind of. I'm going to learn to draw like Makini draws. And then when I get 400 subscribers, I'm going to be like, please come on my show. No, okay. But actually, I mean, I would love to have him on if he ever wants to come on the show. But if you guys, you know, Makini puts on a pretty good Monday show, I got to say. And the only reason I don't tune into him later in the week is because I wake up late later in the week. It's not because I don't, you know, want to watch it. I just wake up late in the week. So let's think here. Maybe we could do some fun here. So we'll finish out the topic I'm doing now, and then I'm going to educate you guys on my whatchamacallit, on maybe how we draw on a blue screen. Where did I lost OBS. Okay. Oh yeah, no I shouldn't, never mind. Okay, I had a different topic on mind. Excuse me. So in a nutshell, let's get back to the main scene. And so does that make sense? Any questions at all about that? So basically bottom line is that I put a reference or a copy reference of the camera into its own folder in its own group, which is encompassed in this separate red box. And this red box has different settings for the green screen than the rest of my screen. And essentially, even though like up on the top, oh crap, I crashed it. I don't know what just happened. Okay, guys, I think OBS might have just crashed. Either that or something funky is happening. Oh, this. Okay, so fun fact. If you ever get a drawing tablet. Oh, shoot. I think it really did. Okay, it's good now. If you ever get a drawing tablet and you have a mouse on your computer and you put your pen on top of the drawing tablet as you would do, right? Because, you know, logically, why is there a VLC window like right on top of like how does that? Oh, I know why. See, this is a feature of OBS. So if we transition real quick, what you're seeing there is because I have this right here. So let's talk about how did I do that. Let's delete it. And we're going to do it. We're going to say window capture plus sign window capture. Then I said VLC. And what's interesting is if the name's already there, it'll use it. If not, you can just give it a number, whatever it is. But what's interesting is that it'll try to match up the name of the app, and when it doesn't, you just got to find it yourself. So I go to this pull down menu. If you don't get a picture on here, you got to change this menu here. If you don't want people to see the mouse pointer, you uncheck the checkbox here. If you want to, you know, hang out with someone cool, you holla at Disney Sheepherder. What up, Disney Sheepherder? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. And yeah, I didn't respond to your message on stream the other day, but yes, I would love to have you on again. That would be cool. So yeah, what do you call it? So you see the window right there. So it doesn't even have the title bar, but instead of me going to my right screen, and showing you the entire window and my background, I could just share my OBS window. So if I was Vouch, like, you know, that guy who accidentally opened up porn on his computer, what he could have done is done window sharing maybe, and then people would only see his web browser instead of seeing the save file dialog. Because remember, it was when Vouch went to save a file on his computer, that's when he ran into a problem. And we can even play a little meme in a moment if you guys want to see a meme I'm working on. I don't know if I should play that meme anymore. I kind of want to release a meme without it being tied to my name. Anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And, you know, what's cool about OBS is, like, if I resized, right now this is at 100% scale. So if I make it full screen, it's going to be the same size as my screen. If I move it to my top screen, it's going to become a widescreen. So now notice how it basically fits almost entirely in the middle of there. Now you can scale it down in OBS, but generally I would only do that with a full screen thingamajig. If something's, you know, can be resized independently in a window, I would do the window resizing if I could. Although it looks like, that's interesting. Whoops. All right. Things get weird sometimes, I'll admit. I'll tell you what, things can get weird sometimes when you're messing around with the sizing and things. So we're going to go ahead and delete that. But I hope that kind of just shows you one of many ways to skin a cat. VLC is pretty cool because what you can do is you connect it to a camcorder. I don't know if he's vile, man. I just think that he might, how do I phrase it? He might have the wrong ideas on how to run an economic, you know, I think he might have the wrong ideas on what is the optimal economic system, I guess I would say. He might be slightly wrong about that. Yeah, I think that would be the diplomatic thing to say. Does he genuinely mean well? That would be like the bigger question to me. Like, a lot of people, like, I think a lot of people do mean well, but sometimes I think people are so disingenuous, like they pretend to care about various events of political importance, like when there's a riot or something like that, and they'll make a big deal about it when it's one side, but they'll say that they have moral justifications when it's on another side. And so that's kind of evil. But I also think there's that mentality where people think that they're doing something for the greater good, and that somehow it's okay to lie and be disingenuous in the name of the greater good or some crap. But I guess people get annoyed when someone like that expresses an opinion against something, but then reaps the windfalls, makes money, which, I mean, like, if you hate money so much, go to a commune where you don't deal with money, you know? Do something like that. Live on a commune. They exist. Like, in a capitalist or free market society, you can have your little communities of commies or socialism, whatever you want. But you try doing that in a socialist society and see how long they'll let you do, you know, let you have see how many little capitalist villages you can have in a socialist society, you know, like that won't work. They won't generally let it happen, at least on the grand, you know, like the big central control situation. I mean, I wouldn't say every socialist country is like that. And I think that's where they try to trip people up. You know, there's always going to be an outlier example. There's always going to be an example of that, you know, doesn't apply. So you're going to be talking ill about Soviet communism and people are going to be like, oh, but look at Uruguay. It's like, yes, okay, small country. Generally, like, centralized power, centralized control tends to work better in a smaller state. So, like, in Germany, you had a bunch of principalities, for example, all of these little palaties that were all centrally controlled, but being smaller, the negative impact was limited, and generally it worked out fine, I think. Farms are communisms in the greater good, that movie. I don't mean well, I mean more gooder. I can respect that. Gooder is betterer. Phase of the month, thingamajig. Phrase of the month, yes, thingamajig is the phrase of the month. I heard a Wales steel factory is about to shut down. Probably, they tend to have that desire to shut down industry over there. Communism only works in groups of 125 or less, but everyone works and produces. Yeah, you know, like, I mean, look, like, if everyone wants to agree, I guess they would have a vote. If someone got sick, they'd be like, do we want to carry dead weight or not? Let's vote on it. And if they don't like you, then, you know. Okay, but in all seriousness, where was I? Yeah, okay, this is, education. So now, we covered the thing about why I have camera groups down here, and you have these little padlocks, and these padlocks help you from accidentally manipulating, because you could easily drag and drop something in OBS by accident. So these padlocks can be very, very helpful. See, oh, whoops, I don't even know what I just highlighted. Now, if you ever accidentally highlight something in OBS like I just did, you can press Control Z, which is exactly what I did. You can also... Oh, that's my background image. No, wait, is it? No, that's not my background image. Oh, there it is. I found it. That's my drawing tablet. So if I want to show you my drawing tablet, that's what I would do. And I can resize, I can maneuver that. Now, speaking of drawing tablet, let's have some fun here. So, if we go to my bottom screen... Wait, how do I do this? Let me think for a second. Let me just get myself mentally sorted out. Okay, we're going to put this up here. Oh, and we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of the preview here. So, we're going to get rid of that because now it's getting complicated. Okay. So, what you're seeing in my main screen is Clip Studio. And in my bottom screen, you're seeing my drawing tablet, which contains the color palette from Clip Studio. See the left side of my screen? And Steam, because I like to keep Steam on my bottom screen. It just kind of works out like nicely in my opinion. So now, where's the chat window? I can't read right now. There it is. Okay, good. I got chat window. So now we're going to go back to the multi-view. And we're going to do something. We're going to go into Clip Studio because we want to draw on a drawing tablet. So the way the drawing tablet works is the pen inputs things on the bottom screen, whereas a drawing tablet that has no screen, you're generally going to touch the tablet and it's going to edit things on the upper screen. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do that. So to do that, we got to go and say new window, canvas. I'm sorry. We got to go to the window menu. Then you navigate to Canvas and you click New Window. So I already have a document open, Illustration 2. That's the name of it. And when I click New Window, all it did was open up a duplicate tab. See? So why do I have this duplicate tab? Well, let's go back to the multi-view. And we're going to drag my mouse pointer down here. Look, it's in my bottom screen. It's on my drawing tablet. And we're going to maximize it. And now, if we go back to my main screen... Oh, crap. See, this is why I don't use studio mode. So, the reason I don't use studio mode in OBS is because just now, I was looking at the crap on my right side. Okay, so the stuff you see on... Wait. How do I... The stuff you see right... Yeah, so you were seeing the view over there, I guess. So you were seeing my full screen view. But I thought I was showing you the other view, you know, the blue screen view. So I was alternating between monitors. So to avoid any confusion, what I must do now is turn off studio mode. So that now what I see is what you see. And now I can properly demonstrate what I was trying to demonstrate. So we got to start over. I got to close the window on my bottom monitor. Then we got to go to my main monitor, which once again is the main monitor above my drawing tablet. And we could even put the stars there. There you go. We got some stars. We got my Steam library. There you go. You got space. And I believe James saying I gotta make SFX. I do need sound effects. It's true. Yeoman yo. Yeoman Rand. Yeoman yo. You funner. That drove a teacher a little sideways. Funner. More funner. Multi-view versus multi-pass. 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 I need sound effects, but I started on making an outro. I need to make an opening now. I'm probably gonna just like extract things from my favorite mecha anime and take it from there, figure something out. I might have to make a new stock footage subscription, but I've been avoiding it. Although I might do it because so I got stock footage with Power Directive 365 and it's pretty good. And stock sound effects. But what's it called? Storyblocks has plugins for DaVinci, the editing software I use, and that's pretty sweet. So, okay, let's get back on topic. Alrighty, so we got a multi-monitor view, and I got my funny, cheesy imitation Matrix animation behind me. So, now what I want to do is I want to use my drawing tablet to draw. And if I use my drawing tablet pen right now, it's not going to do anything to my top screen. And even if I set it up to draw on my top screen, I want to see what I'm drawing on the tablet. So that bottommost screen, you know, right here, that's my drawing tablet. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the main screen. You can see I already have a document open. We're going to go to Window, Canvas, New Window. We get a new tab, Duplicate. It's a duplicate. So if I edit something here, it comes up in both tabs. Now we're going to drag that new tab to my bottom screen. So we can go into multi-screen, drag it down there, maximize it. And now when I draw something on the bottom, notice it's updating in real time on the bottom. See that? Like it's literally updating. But watch when I lift my pen, look at the top. Boom. So when I first got the drawing tablet, I was so confused by this. I was like, why is it that I can draw things on the bottom like this? In fact, let's draw some, you know, something like maybe some sweet ink. So what would sweet baby ink look like? Well, I'd imagine that they'd have a baby. And real quick, before we continue, just to be clear now, why is it that I can draw a zigzag on my bottom screen, but it doesn't actually come up? Like, look, none of it's coming up on my top screen until I lift the pen. Why does it do that? Well, by necessity, you see. So if we go into the app called Pen Tablet, that is the app that comes with my drawing tablet. It has some settings in there. So, what do we see here? Well, look at that. We got a multi-view of my monitors. The bottom screen is my drawing tablet. And what you do is there's a pull-down menu here. And you basically tell it which screen do you want to control. So, for example, if I tell it to go to monitor 1, now you can see it's got my main screen selected. And so if I was to go back to show you my main screen and I start drawing on the drawing tablet, notice that now it's updating on my main screen. But if we go to the bottom screen, watch this. I'm going to draw on it. I'm drawing on it right now, but nothing's happening on my bottom screen until I lift the pen. So when I first got the drawing tablet, this was super confusing to me. And once again, I'll show you again. I'm drawing on the bottom screen, but notice it's updating on the top screen. So this is literally how it would work if you didn't have a screen on the bottom drawing tablet. This is how you would use it normally. And this is why Clip Studio lets you have a duplicate tab. So now we're going to go back to the Pen Tablet app. And what we're going to do in Pen Tablet is going to say, you know what? I want you to use monitor 4. Whoops, monitor 3. So now the red box from here aligns with here. So this is saying that when the pen is drawing on here, make the lines appear here. And so if Clip Studio didn't let me make a duplicate tab like we did earlier with the window button, if it didn't let me make a duplicate window of the main canvas, I wouldn't be able to look at both at the same time. And, you know, having it update the bottom of the screen generally makes sense. That's how you're going to take advantage of the you know, drawing tablet screen. If you were going to do it the other way, some people might be more comfortable with that, especially professionals, but I feel like it's like operating a disembodied pen. It's actually, you could get used to it, but there are times where it's like, I don't know, it feels natural to look down at the screen. I wish, however, that I could have this. I wish that when I'm drawing a line on the bottom screen like we're doing right now, that they would update at the same time. That I wouldn't have to wait for my pen to be lifted up to see. Because ideally, I would love to be able to look at my top screen and look at my bottom screen at will. You know, right now, with the way these are set up, I have to pick one ahead of time and then use that screen as my real-time screen. And so, generally, it's the bottom one because I want to benefit from having a screen on my drawing tablet. But, you know, it's just, maybe I'm nitpicking. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's just annoying. So now let's draw a baby that makes ink. So to do that, we're going to give it like a metal machine. We're going to put a metal machine in his belly. And it's going to have some steel blades and it's going to have some Wait. Okay, so there's a baby with a little spiral in its belly, right? So now we got the baby with the little spiral in its belly, and what are we gonna do with that now? Well, it's got to be a baby ink maker. So I'm gonna assume because people who are at Sweet Baby Ink are a bunch of sick bastards, they want the baby to be making ink all the time, like, you know, like in a factory, right? So we're gonna draw the baby's eyes first. And we're gonna give him a slight mouth, and maybe I'll give it like a little mouth, and then we're gonna make a new layer, and we're going to give it a funnel. So I guess the funnel would have to be like a shade of white or something like that, but we'll make it like an oil funnel. Okay. So there's the funnel, and I guess we could then go into airbrush mode so we can get like a little airbrush action going, and we could paint this. And then we're going to give it a darker shade of silver on the inside. Okay, so basically they're gonna feed things in this. So we're gonna give it some rainbow colors maybe, right? Because, you know, like they want to feed the baby candy so that it produces, you know, flavorful stuff. So we're gonna give it some colors. We're gonna give it, you know, red stuff. Give it some yellow stuff. Give it some green stuff. Give it some violet stuff. We'll give it light blue stuff, although I don't know how to blue screen. So there we go. We got some colorful stuff going into the baby now. And one of the things that I didn't scroll up, so I actually still got to do the rainbow colors up here, but I guess we're just going to make believe that there's a machine up here. There's actually this thing here that lets you copy a color. And I'll catch up with the chat in 2 seconds, friends. By the way, did Snowdub come on? Shit, is Snowdub on? Yo, David Glenn, let me know if Snowdub's on. I should probably wrap up soon. Okay, and then we're gonna build another machine that feeds the baby, you know, food. So we're gonna use the pen tool, I guess, because I'm not really an expert yet. And so there's a machine up here. And it's like a combine, or it's like a machine. It's like, you know, like a factory machine. And it's gonna make ink out of, it's gonna make ink, it's gonna make the base product that goes into the baby that makes ink. Because really, at Sweet Baby Ink, they use babies to make ink that tastes sweet. And they use the baby's stomach. That's why the logo has, I think, a spiral in it. That's my belief. You know, you call me a conspiracy theorist, but I believe that's what they're doing, right? It's an ink company, so they're making printer ink, and they're feeding the baby, like, you know, from the machine. So they got the baby attached to like some straps or something, I presume. And we got to give the baby legs. Let me find. Okay, there's the baby layer. So we're gonna go down to the baby layer. We're gonna go and give the baby some legs. Whoops. And in fact, they amputate the baby there because they're like, you don't need legs. We're going to just strap you to the machine. So they have the baby strapped to the machine, and they put him on a real high chair. The baby is like 20 feet up in the factory, and they install Borg implants in the baby, and that's what you're seeing in the belly right there. So if we go back, we got to airbrush their belly, right? Because we need to give their belly some metallic look there. Oh yeah, and I didn't even explain why the thing is blue, so we'll do that real quick. Same reason why I did it on the other streams in the past weeks. Because the blue background is what lets me do stuff like overlays. So let's see here. In OBS, I have I added, you know, application. See, there you go. Look, see, all of the blue stuff is transparent. So I have to put a color behind the baby. Like I could put color white, color beige, I can color the baby in whatever color I want. But, you know, we can do stuff. And the problem is you do get the edges, unless you do fine edges instead of fading the colors, you will get a little blue, you know, key spill. But it's a different color. It's not green like my chroma key on my camera, so it doesn't clash. So anyway, I hope you like my picture of, you know, how they make sweet ink out of babies so far. Let's see. Okay, Snowdub starts in 40 minutes. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat here. We shouldn't trade stories. We should trade stories sometimes. I married my dear. Interesting times indeed. Yep. Would a couple of A200s help you? A200. Is that the airplane? Or the car? Or a sound effects machine? If making an intro, make sure you make it loud as possible. I believe there's a YouTube law saying... Well, it's funny you mention that, because recently I was playing some audio that was ridiculously loud. Like when I did my short of the paint job on my my Javelin, you know, this thing, the guy here, the music I picked was really loud. I didn't go out of my way to lower it at all. Maybe I should have, but I only do that if I'm doing a voiceover. Then I need to talk low, you know, or I need to, you know, lower the music. If I'm not talking over it, watch the Tug 420 special. They're doing a special for the birthday of that guy. No, I'm kidding. Joke aside. You can't tell me they actually taste good. Color my sheep. Let's see. Can we do that? I lost the window. I think I lost the OBS preview window. Oh, here it is. Okay, so there's the sheep. Oh, A200 cards. I see. I gotta look into those Intel cards. I mean, honestly, I'm willing to stick with NVIDIA unless Intel can show something revolutionary, but I think having competition on that market is kind of important. So I don't know what color to color the sheep in, but you know what? We're going to pretend that this is a sheep on a sheep farm and that he's got a little bit of red stripe on it because they want to make sure they can identify him, right? Is that like, I've seen that, they just put a little spot in the sheep and now the guy knows, okay, this is that sheep. And I saw a video where it's like, they'll have red or blue. And then they open the gate on the left side or the right side, depending on what side they want the sheep to go into. So they want to keep them in the same groups. And one of the things I was like looking up was, why do they go? And it turns out they got different versions of the noise they make. And sometimes it's because they, what do you call it? It's sometimes because... you know, the mom sheep is saying, I'm over here, or another sheep will be like, hey, someone's kid is over here. Like, they got, like, a bunch of, you know, things, code, I guess you would say. Still NVIDIA, but slot power 75 watt maximum. I'm using, my second video card is a Quadro right now, and it's running all of my monitors except for the main one. And I've noticed an improvement in gaming performance. I've had mixed results with other things. Like sometimes I'll go and I'll tell OBS record a video, and OBS will be like, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an error message now until you reboot. And it hasn't happened in a week, but it's one of these things where I'm keeping an eye on it. And that's another reason, yeah, by driving fewer monitors, by only driving one monitor on the 2060, less video RAM is running. Now, I don't know if you guys know about DAGs, but DAGs are like when the sheep takes a poop and some of it gets stuck to the back of their legs. So they actually have a guy or a girl, and they'll use a pair of shears called DAG shears or something like that. It's like a pair of scissors, but, you know, larger. And I'm using the wrong pen to draw them right now. And you literally got to pick them out. And I think they have a more modern way of doing that. But, like, there was a time where it was a bit of a more manual process. Alright, I'm going to wrap up soon because I remember not only do I have dinner soon, but I got to prep my 3D printer. Because my boss is kind of... No, okay, I can't say it out loud, can I? It's not that my boss is an a-hole. It's that I should have never said yes to 3D printing for the guy. And he's getting too good of a deal. And I'm going to tell him up front, next time the price is like at least double. Because, you know, I got to justify both the labor and the effort going into it. And frankly, I'm all for making the price so cost prohibitive that it's not even, you know, something he wants to do. Like, you know, in fact, I'm going to probably look up what it costs to 3D print something through a service. And next time he needs something printed, I'll give him that price. And then if he doesn't want it, I'll tell him he can go to them and they'll give him that price anyway. You know, because like there's the cost, it's like, yeah, there's multiple reasons. There's the profit motive, there's all of that, but there's a reason why businesses go out of business when they're doing something that's not economical, you know? And this is not the best coloring job, I'll admit. I'm still learning how to use Clip Studio. I haven't made a serious effort to learn yet. Mostly, I use it for making doodlings, you know? And wait a second, did I draw that on the wrong layer? Okay, good, it's on its own layer. So we're gonna give this one a name. We're gonna call this Sheep in Color. So anyway, it is time for dinner. So I am going to proceed soon. So enjoy that coffee, David Glenn. Sheep shears for that DAG. Yep, correct. Parental. That's funny. I'm 54. My mom wants to look at my Google search history. She best have some nitroglycerin for her heart. Oh, if my mom was, I thought you were saying she did want to look at your search history. I'm like, whoa, that's madness. But if, that's, yeah. I love that movie. I think it's one of the superhero movies where a guy gets mad and he's about to go kill the general or, you know, get himself court-martialed. So he goes, like, you know, do me a favor. He goes, tells his friend, delete my internet history. So it's like, before I go to jail or before I die in combat, I want you to delete my internet history, he says to his friends. So yeah, there's that. But real quick, I do have the Snow Dub channel. So here we go. David Glenn dropped the link earlier. And we're going to drop that right over here for Snow Dub's stream tonight. Starts soon. And I think I'm forgetting something, but anyway, I have every intention of continuing this drawing. Because I want to make a commercial or something, or I want to make like a comedic ad, or I want to make an animation. I don't think this can be used as an animation. Maybe I can use this as like a storyboard. I don't even know how to begin animation in this app. It's probably something I would begin on Tuesday if I even dared to do it. Right now, we're just having some fun. So that's how they make ink that tastes sweet out of a baby. And then there's a little spout coming out of the funnel where they could pour it out. And I don't know, I just want to do a play on words where I make fun of it, but I pretend it's about actual ink instead of an incorporated entity. And that's where I'm coming from with my whole, you know, thing about, you know, baby ink. So anyway, ask Agro Squirrel. Yeah, I was supposed to look that shit up, wasn't I? Children, please don't smoke Skittles. What happens when you smoke Skittles? No, I'm kidding. Agro Squirrel. I know that's a thing. Oh, yeah, that guy. Haven't watched him yet. May have bookmarked him. The British guy or Australian guy who talks sci-fi. By the way, what the hell is H5? What the hell is H5? What is that H5 sci-fi story? Like, what the hell does H5 mean? Like, I honestly want to know. I really don't know what that means. Like, what does it mean? Human fi? Human fiction? Human fiction? Human for you? Hyper fi? South African. Yeah, it's the same thing as British. Okay, I know it's not. It's totally not. Okay, so before I go, I just remembered something. So, good news, my 4 terabyte SSD has plenty of space. So we renamed this capture Double Capture, and we're going to record the contents of this tape while I eat dinner. So I'm rewinding the tape completely. I'm just going to let it... Humanity, fuck yeah. Oh, that's what it means. Oh, wait, that makes more sense. Hindu sci-fi with canes, rice, and stuff. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that's correct. So it's not humans, F, yeah, it's Hindu fiction. So, rewinding my tape on my camcorder right now. Whether I can't even see what I'm doing right now. Where's my camera? I didn't show you guys much in DaVinci, but I'll make this quick because I have to fix, because of the multi-monitor, because of this multi-view, it caused some problems with the way, you know, it works, so to speak. But essentially, using the DaVinci Speed Editor, that little knob on my desk, I'm able to skim through this, and because it's captured from Firewire, which is DV capture, and it's not high definition, it skims through very quickly. So I have some video of F-16 fighter jets, but either they're on the end of the tape after the feature presentation, or they're not on this tape, and I mixed up tapes. But I need to recopy this whole tape, or at least skip to the end and record that, to be sure that, you know, I didn't miss it. So that's what we're doing in this application called WinDV. We're like gonna hit capture when it gets to the beginning of the tape. It's literally still rewinding it right now, but I'll be able to just record the tape. We'll literally play the tape, and then I'll have to work on a 3D printer after dinner. Which reminds me though, we do have to do one thing. We have to make sure the printer's not cooking itself. See, the printer's still hot. I'm not crazy about that. I want to turn off the printer right now or restart the machine. Yeah, there we go. We're going to save config and restart. So that should turn off the heating element. I really don't want that printer running. It's using electricity. It's generating heat. Hindu is interesting, but Buddhism is superior despite their being godless. Interesting. Well, it's an opinion, and I don't know how to judge it, but in reading the Hyperion books, they do talk about Buddhist people a little bit. That could be fun. Hey, I think the chat stopped working. Oh no, I'm in the wrong channel. That's no double channel. Okay, so anyway, I think we covered a lot of ground tonight. Yo, that tape is still rewinding. I just want to hit the record button and then go. You know what I mean? And yeah, so real quick, so in VLC Media Player, there is a record button down here. So when you're playing video from a camcorder, you can click record and it'll actually work. But the file it generates is sometimes corrupted and not for a clear reason. So I just use this program, which gives an uglier preview, but works better. Also, in other news, if we go to my top monitor, you'll see here, I have a bunch of video files that take up 2.6 gigs, but we actually used a video encoder to take 72 gigs of recordings. So in fact, let's stop recording right now. I'm recording with OBS right now, but the video codec I use gets very large files. So using a video encoder to convert it, like hybrid, we're able to get like about 10 times compression. And we did 72 gigs, better than 10 times compression, I think. Wait, how much smaller is that? So this should be 7 gigs. We got some of the files in here was compressed even more without a meaningful loss in quality. So now I can actually reclaim. In fact, there's going to be 5 files that are missing. I'm going to have to, before I delete anything, I got to double check both sides, but I should be able to recover about 70 gigs of storage capacity. And, you know, yeah, you should always rewind those Blu-rays when you have to return them, especially. So now we can click record. And that's because NVIDIA encoder will generate a large file, especially if you're trying to preserve, preserve storage capacity. I'm sorry, let me phrase that. Especially if you're trying to preserve quality, you'll end up with a very large file. And both video encoders, basically, it's what they call a hardware-based encoder. It runs on a GPU. Now, a software-based video encoder uses the CPU, and even though it's not as fast at encoding, a CPU or software-based video encoder can give you an even smaller file size than you otherwise would get, because CPUs are capable of more complex things, basically, in a nutshell. Like a GPU is very purpose-built, very specific set of things it'll do. You know, different strokes for different folks. And so if I'm streaming a video game and the part of my GPU that is doing the video encoding is not being shared by the game, then you're at an advantage, because then you have more CPU power available to your game, like we have on my right monitor here. But if I'm not using the computer, I can use a video encoder. Yes, exactly, James. That's correct. It is an ASIC. And it's an ASIC, but there's still some commonality in resources. Like, that's why KSP doesn't run so well while running NVIDIA encoder. That's why I bought the second video card. That's why we have a Quadro down here now. See, like it says video encoding down here. OBS is using this graph instead. So now when I play KSP, it doesn't have to share resources with the whatever, the CUDA cores or whatever it is. And so anyway, the problem is that using NVIDIA encoder, like I'm recording an OBS right now, and for streaming it's fine because I have like, very fast upstream. So that's the least of my worries. But for video storage, there's no reason to store a large file. So after I record it using the NVIDIA encoder, I then use a software-based encoder that uses my CPU to re-encode it when I'm not using my computer. And so that's what I did. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't using my computer. I could have done it while I was sleeping, but I decided to do it, while I was awake. And it basically went through most of this queue. It crashed on one file, which is okay because that file is clearly like corrupted. And then it just did it while I wasn't using the computer. And apparently it gave a file name suffix that's incorrect and I have to fix it. Damn it. No big deal. I could do that in a bash file renamer. I don't know, man. Fucking early access games, Caleb. You know that. Hey, what's up there, Punk Waddle? Good to see you, man. But yeah, Caleb Reynolds asks, but when are we getting multiplayer KSP 2? When are we going to get a KSP 2 that does things that I want? Did it work? Did it work? Wait, I don't know which command got that. But okay, subscribe to Punk Waddle. He released another video today about villains and empathizing with them. He also did a review of Fall In last week. That is true. Sharing resources is hard, especially in a computational scenario. Actually, it's very easy in a computer to share resources. That's the fundamental basis of computing. Timeshare is a very early concept. Literally, if you want to look at a black and white video about some old computer crap, look up time sharing in reference to MIT or some crap, and you'll see some very dry material there. But let me see here if I'm missing anything. I think we covered everything today. And oh yeah, so let's hit play on the camcorder. So in a nutshell, all I got to do is press record over here, capture. Then I got to press play on the camera. And then it's going to record. And then we're going to end this stream so that I may eat dinner. It doesn't have an extra ER. And see, look, That's a communist who's not actually a communist. He's putting on a CCCP shirt. CCCP is basically USSR in the Cyrillic alphabet. Timeshares are the worst. They will offer you a free stay as long as you listen to their 3-hour sales pitch. Yeah, they'll give you a free lunch too. And then you'll be like, there is no free lunch. So it's like, you get a free breakfast, but then you feel bad. So you stay there for 3 hours to watch the sales pitch because you're like, oh, you bought me breakfast, so I might as well watch your sales pitch. And it's like, you know, who wants that business, you know? And some people enjoy their timeshares. Some people hate their timeshares. Some people regret them. That guy built the taser out of a camera flash. That's literally what you're seeing right there. So anywho, built a $1 trillion business from leasing computational accounting, basically. Oh yeah, ADP, those guys. Yeah. They are an accounting firm. They do payroll stuff for many retailers too, and corporations alike, and small and medium enterprises, SMEs. But anyway, Snowdub's show starts in about 15 minutes time, so you all should go and tune into that. And a 30-year-old trailer is easier to steal than a timeshare. Trailers could be, if you take the wheels off, sometimes you got to take the wheels off just to make them legal, right? Like, you can't just have wheels on your trailer because you might plug a truck into it and start driving. They're like, no, it's not code until you take the wheels off. Oh, a 30-year-old trailer is easier to sell than a timeshare. I bet, because I mean, like, you know, it's almost like owning the house, but then you got to like coordinate with people and time of the year and all of this crap. Got it locked up. Yeah, no doubt, man. I don't think anybody's going to steal a trailer anyway, but yes, it makes sense. Lock it up, chain it up, something, right? Man, I want to build I want to get a trailer and make a bunker underneath it. That's what I want to do. So anyway, getting back on topic, I really should wrap up. I do have to go. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting. Yeah, I'll be back Monday anyway. So yeah, Monday, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Time, the Monday show. Today's topic, if this Monday's topic, I do not know what it will be, but I'll probably figure it out. Oh, look, my first Pocket PC. No, it's not my first. That's my Palm Pilot. It's my first and only Palm OS device, the Palm 3C, and that's someone else's compact. I don't know whose it is, but he's trying to do infrared data transfer using the infrared port. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up for real. So if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in, by the way. I want to thank James, David Glenn, Disney Sheepherder, Punk Waddle. We had Orville Nation here earlier today. We also have Caleb Reynolds. He actually has a channel too, you know. I can even copy and paste Caleb's channel. So I'm not going to type in his name because I'm lazy right now, no offense. But that's Caleb's channel. I just put the link at the very end of the chat. So check out his channel if you want to check out Caleb's content. He does live streams at various intervals, like on Saturdays, Fridays, and whatever's. Once again, check out Punk Waddle's most recent video, you know. Maybe leave a comment. Maybe get some interchange going on there. And I think we covered just about everyone who tuned in. Oh yeah, Real Wade Nation Gaming clips dropped in. We had Iceman. Iceman is a friend of Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000. He's pretty cool. I see him in the chat. We had Spock's Friday Nights here as well. And yeah, actually, I was able to scroll through the entire chat. So now we got everything covered. No, Punk Waddle. Thank you, Punk Waddle. You keep up with the good work. And, you know, just, you know, get dry cleaning on that tux whenever you need it. So you can keep looking your best. But no, I'm not saying the tux doesn't look good. See, now I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to say that, oh, you should get dry cleaning. Like, what do you mean get dry cleaning? But jokes aside, yeah, no, jokes aside. I had fun last week on Floral's show, by the way. If you guys see that, yeah, they did. Hey, look at that. Speaking of the angel, I was going to say speaking of the devil, but Floral is, you know, like, is like an actual Christian pastor. So if I say speaking of the devil when he drops in, that's just wrong. And it's like, speaking of the devil, it's like, ouch. But in all jokes aside, yeah. Like, so I was just like wrapping up and I was just saying I did have fun on, oh, look, he drew a robot. Oh, we missed it. See, he drew a robot on my Palm Pilot. And he's taking a picture of the robot on the Palm Pilot. But yeah, I went over how we use the drawing tablet. I drew, oh, Floral, I gotta show you this. Ah, damn it, did I close Clip Studio? Part of my language. I did close Clip Studio. Okay, last thing I'm gonna do, Floral, because I want to show you my picture. I'm proud of it. It's like, you know, when a kid gets a crayon picture and brings it home to mommy and daddy. This is really my last official activity here. So we're opening up Clip Studio. We're gonna open up the illustration I just did. And we're gonna show it to Floral from under a rock. So check this out. I drew the factory that makes ink that tastes sweet, right? Sweet baby ink. So the ingredients are like a mix of maybe like saltwater taffy, starburst, candy canes that are shredded up. So they come out of a metal machine, all of the candy, right? Then they feed it into the baby using a oil filter funnel. Maybe there's like a little machine that pumps it or something like that. Then the reason that the Sweet Baby Ink, as in, you know, it's an ink company, right, has a the ink logo has a spiral in it. It's because they put a machine inside the baby's belly to stir up the ink. Now, where does the ink come out? I figure they got to put a spout on the side somewhere, because I'm certainly not having it come out anywhere else. I'll give the baby arms, but they're going to be nubs, because if there was a factory run by these people, they wouldn't let the baby have arms, or they would maybe... You get the idea. So that's how they make Sweet Baby ink. That's how they make Sweet Baby ink. Yeah. Hope you like the picture, Floral. It makes sense, right? It does make sense. It makes a lot of sense in my opinion, too. So yeah, you know, that's basically in a nutshell. And you guys should also tune into Floral from Under a Rock on Wednesdays, and only on Wednesdays. The Friday show is kind of boring. No, I'm kidding. It's all right. They do Fortnite on Fridays. They do you know, stuff on Wednesdays. They do like a proper puppet show on a Wednesday. In fact, let's say Sundays he does Church from Under a Rock around like I think 8-9 p.m. Like 9 p.m. I think my time. On Wednesdays he does the 9 p.m. show where it's like a puppet extravaganza. You got like the main cast, and then sometimes you have some random guests. Last week we did a showdown, a celebrity showdown, a YouTuber showdown between Critical Drinker and... I was there. Why can't I remember the other guy right now? And Nick from Echo Base Network. And so yeah, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays you got Fortnite on his channel. So I do recommend you check that out. And... you know, I remember we were arguing between... He did a showdown between AI-generated old people. They generated a picture of two old people using machine learning trained models. And then they had a showdown. And that's why you see these old guys on my top screen over here. See? Nursing home showdowns. Look at that. They got stats like a video game. It's pretty nice graphics, too. But anyway, I got to get my buttocks here. So, kid had a birthday party today. Oh, it's cool. Well, I hope that your child had a very happy birthday. I'm sure they did. It's 8 p.m. Texas time, which is standard. Oh, yeah, that's the standard. Oh, yeah? The world revolves around New York, and it will until the aliens attack New York, the asteroid comes, or the tsunami comes. And then at that point, once us coastal cities are wiped off the face of the planet, only then will you guys have hegemony. So who needs a clown when you can be a puppet at a birthday party? That's a good point. Yeah, you guys are drawing me in here. Like, I really got to leave now. I had fun talking to you guys. It's good seeing Floral and Punk Waddle at the tail end of this stream. Feel free to stay in the chat until YouTube doesn't let you type. Sometimes I do that. Like, a stream will end, and then I'll be chatting back and forth with Venkman or someone until YouTube is like, you can't send any more messages. So, you know, have fun with that, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I'm really going to end it now. Once again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. And for now...